And good morning. It's already Tuesday, believe it or not, February the 10th, as this day gets underway. How are you? Boy, we need y'all to be extremely careful. There is fog in the area. I'm not sure it's contributed to anything, but we've had a massive amount of little fender benders this morning, all over the area, ranging from Highway 19, Bounds Road, I-20. Be careful. Bottom line, no matter where you're going today. We'll show you all that coming up at 7 o'clock, what has been going on this morning. Even had a car fire overnight with an accident in the city of Meridian. We'll show you that and so much more of what's gone on. How do you feel, though? We hope good, because temperatures are so much better. Sitting at 53 right now. Again, fog, but we're going to make it all the way to 74. It felt like a summer day yesterday afternoon, did it not? It was great. Enjoyed it. We've got rain in the forecast for this weekend. We'll talk about what's going on with that. I'll have to think back. I know we got some parades in Noxapater. I think they got a Mardi Gras parade they're playing. Locally, I'm trying to remember if I remember any outside events. We'll check and see. All that and so much more. Let's go to Collinsville now. Let's get our first message of the day that we got to have. Go to First Baptist.
Having grown up in the 70s as a child, we watched a lot of Westerns on TV. Shows like Bonanza, The Lone Ranger, The Big Valley, and many more. They were very popular. My favorite, though, and it still is, was Gunsmoke. Matt Dillon just had that presence as a lawman. Always wore the same clothes, had that beautiful horse, and you didn't dare draw your gun on him. Whenever Matt Dillon would capture those hardened criminals, the first thing he would tell them is to drop your guns. He would disarm them so they would no longer pose the threat they otherwise would. After that, he would kick their guns further out of the way and then throw a set of handcuffs at them and make them cuff themselves. If you can disarm the enemy, you are more likely to triumph over them in battle. Colossians chapter 2, verses 13 through 15 reminds us what Christ has done for us in salvation. He has made us alive when we were spiritually dead in our sins. He forgave us all our sins and canceled our debt that we could never pay by nailing that written code against us to the cross. Verse 15 says, "And having disarmed the powers and authorities, He made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross." Through His great work on the cross, Jesus disarmed our enemies. Not only that, He made a public spectacle of them. If we are saved, we are no longer bound by the spiritual powers and authorities who would work to destroy us. We have not overcome them. Jesus disarmed and triumphed over them. I believe this verse pulls back the curtain on some of the things that went on in the spiritual world that we have never seen with human eyes. It says Jesus made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. In the world in which our enemies live, God made sure the message was sent. The devil and his demons knew the law was laid down and the enemy was soundly defeated. Aren't you glad Christ fought for you? Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We'll try to update you on some events that are going on nationwide. We're going to give you the weather of what to expect today and how to dress. Cool. 74 is that high for today. We'll get into that forecast in just a little bit. Nice outside this morning as you got that little nip there. As we begin our journey of what's happening across America and the headlines that happen to be going, Minnesota, the daughter of a gubernatorial candidate, Jeff Johnson. Sadly, we have to announce that she is deceased during a domestic stabbing. Her husband, he was 23, stabbed her to death. I know we don't know what caused it, what happened. Awful, awful. Can you imagine? We don't want to. That's one of the headlines this morning as we remember her. What's his name is also going to be running for governor there, the pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Will he ever be cleared of all that? I know he's financially ruined after all of this, but he is running for governor. We'll see what happens. It looks like we brought this up. This has been going on some 3 weeks probably. The nurses in New York City had been boycotting more or less. They walked out on the job. They've tentatively agreed to go back to work. A town that really needs their nurses. Hopefully they've got it all worked out and things will be back at normal before long. Looks like San Francisco, on the other side of California I-8, it looks like they're going to be having a strike there with school teachers over wages and, well, their health benefits. Since we're on a California run, let's just discuss a few things that's going on in California this morning. Now, judges they attempted ICE to block the mask to where they couldn't wear them. Judges blocked that. They have the right to wear those during whatever they do during operations in California. That's not going to sit well with some, but that's the way it is. Also, if you've, I think we brought this up maybe a month and a half ago, and I shouldn't have to tell you, not a bit. I don't think that, well, they're urging people to avoid eating wild mushrooms. So far, they've had 4 deaths and 3 liver transplants over people eating wild mushrooms. In my 50-plus years, I've never had the urge to eat a mushroom. Never had that. What else is happening? Oh, in California, as we continue, a couple of stories there that's going on there. The electric bill, if you live there, have you noticed? Over the last 6 years, get this, a 39% increase in your electric bill. And I don't know locally what ours have been. We need to watch it. And between now with all of the talk of these different companies coming into our area, will it affect our power bill? Somebody keep track of this. Let's watch this over the next couple of years of what happens. AI centers are coming. Newsom. I heard this the other day, and I thought, surely not. This is being told as the truth. That if a company wanted to leave California, they were going to have to pay a huge tax. Word is, and again, I haven't validated this, but this is starting to look like there's some truth to it, that one of the major oil companies are wanting to move their headquarters out of there, and it would be a huge fine, but they're willing to pay that to get out of all these different taxes and things that are happening. Again, I haven't verified it, and I'll double check on that today. You've heard me talk about James Wood. He's an actor. What do you think of dual citizenship? I'm not going to show this picture because it's just, it's ugly. Number one, it's a guy that's, he calls himself as being half American. He has dual citizenship in Canada and in the US of A. And he wrote some nasty words in the snow, and I won't tell you how he wrote them. It was just bad. James Wood went on to say that after reading this, and it's disgusting, that there's no such thing as being half American. I agree with this. You're either American or you're not. There is no in between. As we go back to, oh brother, where out there is you, ain't you? And if you're not, then so be it. Then choose your own place to go. Now, this is one of those, I've seen it 10 dozen places. Is it true? It's a possibility it's true, but I can't lay my hand on the right-hand Bible and raise my hand and say that this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But we'll look at this. This is just an ordinary home I'm going to show you. They claimed that 163 people listed this as their address to be able to vote in the last election. Now, is that true? I'm not real sure. It's reported there by Jersey, as you'll see that in Twitter. 163 people. That's a lot of people living in one house, isn't it?
And that ain't a big house.
It's not big.
1,800 square foot.
I think it's more of a 1,200 square foot house there, Odie. Look like the old FHA home that used to be popular here in the South. But, is that true? There ought to be some check system to where if you've got that many, there's a flag that comes up that runs through this and checks it, how many people are in a home. Seriously, you can only have so many. We've really got to cut back on this fraud. This is coming out as the truth, and it will anger some. Let's go back to the year 2006, and it is documented. It is coming out of the Epstein files now. Donald Trump spoke to police in 2006. More or less, they're saying Donald blew the whistle on Epstein, told him what he knew, It was disgusting and something needed to be done. He even listed gasoline in the conversation as being evil and to focus on her. It's in the files. There's going to be a lot that don't want to report that, but it's in there. Even one of the police are going back, remembering, and saying, thank goodness he had said this in those original comments. Let's see here. Children are probably, well, they are. They're our precious commodity that we have in the United States. They are our future. Your children, your grandchildren, and your future grandchildren. That's what carries on the torch of America. And I often see that those that help mold the minds of those disturb me. We go to Richmond High School, and this is all in a letter. It's on Twitter. You can see it. There's the actual letter on this. And what this is the high school principal, a parent, complained and said, my daughter was in the bathroom and there was a dude in there. Well, the dude was trying to pass off as a female that day. And the principal basically, allegedly told him she didn't like it, she could go find another bathroom. The people that educate our children have to be true through and through. Teachers are a huge influence on children. Y'all know this. Even in college, a professor is a huge influence on a young mind before they go out into the future. We've got to have the best of the best. We don't have that many Laura Ingalls Wilders anymore. I'm going to tell you something. Being a teacher is almost, you need to check in and get your bulletproof vest in a lot of these cities. It's dangerous, and people go, it's just not worth it anymore. I'd love to do that, but the pay is low, and why would I? Needs to be revamped, that's for sure. They've got an Oregon teenager in jail this morning as she, online, was plotting to take out ICE agents. Why would a young person want to do that? Now, this is the first I've seen figures. I'm already getting word that USA Turning Point is already planning an alternative to next year's Super Bowl. And me and Odie will touch base on this in a little bit of Kid Rock and this, that, and the other. But they're saying that the halftime show in between YouTube and Rumble alone has totaled $25 million. Now, I did see where it did break. It's the second on YouTube. It had a little over 6 million on that. So that would give a lot to Rumble pulling in. It's kind of hard to believe that Rumble brought in more than YouTube. But they're saying between those two, and this is not counting others, that at least around 25 million people watched Turning Point USA's halftime show. If that's true, it was humongous. But they are planning next year. So good job on that. And here's the number on that of saying where it broke YouTube's. That's fact there. It's number 2 of all-time broadcasts that was done on YouTube. That's major for that many people to tune in and watch. I saw this picture and I thought, that ain't him. And I don't know if this is just for a short time or if this is the future of this guy. You know, the guy with the spiky blonde hair that does the diners, drive-ins and stuff, that drives the 67 Camaro, guy something or another, and he drives around and does food and eats a lot. I can't pronounce his name. This is him now. And again, I'm not sure if this is the future of him or if he just done this for a gimmick of some sort. But nobody recognized him. That's him on the right. He looks more like, what's his name from Fonzie, Mr. C.
Yeah.
I would have never recognized him in a lineup.
Boy, he can hide in public.
He really could. I'm blown away of how a beard, I guess, can change you in spiky hair. Okay, I can never do that. But, man, he doesn't look the same. Took years off. He has a baby face, actually, there. Let's see what else we've got this morning. Reports are 5 of the largest cities in the U.S. of A. just don't have quite enough money to pay their bills. Los Angeles, Houston, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York. I'm going to bet money it's the people that were elected that don't know how to do it. And I know this sounds off the end, but it makes sense if you sit back and put it to a round table. Let's say that five of you and your friends were having a garage sale, and the person that never has money, who can't manage their own bank account, you probably wouldn't put them in charge of getting change for the event the next day, would you? Well, they're unorganized. Somehow, some way, we've got to get organization back into elected officials, especially those that deal with money. Well, you know what I mean. Make sure that they've never filed bankruptcy themselves or been arrested for forgery or maybe theft, embezzlement. And all of that should factor into being an elected official, in my opinion. Netanyahu is headed to Washington today. Him and Trump should be meeting. Hopefully something good will come out of that. We still not, the family is still pleading. If I'm understanding this right, Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie, Nancy's the mother, that has been kidnapped. I think they're asking for $6 million for her safe return. The family is begging people that know anything to let them know. Hopefully, she's going to be returned safe and sound. That's our hope. Yesterday in Georgia, a small plane had to make a landing in the middle of a busy intersection. It did hit a couple cars, but all worked out in the end. Right in the middle of it, Gainesville. Whew. Can you imagine that? Now imagine being in traffic, one thing, but being in the airplane as you're going down into a city street filled with cars. That cannot be a good feeling. It's always something to watch it just as you're landing on a regular airfield. Have mercy there. We did, in Maryland yesterday, we did have one student that was shot, suspect in custody from that high school shooting. We're glad of that there. Now, I don't know where this will go, but there's usually some type of controversy between the U.S. and Canada. We've got one right now. There's a new bridge being built. Trump says you start showing us respect or we ain't opening it. Be kind of like Men in Tights. Do y'all remember that scene where they were jumping across the thing and going? That was in my head. A lot of people in Hawaii, which I've never been there, a lot of you have been fortunate to go and enjoy your vacations there. They had a huge power outage there due to high winds in Hawaii. So I hope everything's getting better for them there. Let's see what else we got this morning. The UN is waiting for the U.S. to pay them some money. They said they think we owe them $4 billion. I think he told them the rest of them needed to pay before we did.
Yeah.
Boy, we give and give to other nations to where we can't give to our own. Anybody ever notice that?
And everybody's mad because one guy won't give all our money away.
Yeah. Tonight, Florida. It'll be the first of the year for Florida. Last year they had a record-breaking 25, the largest they've had since it began, of executions in the state of Florida. Tonight, 6 o'clock. 1998 is when the crime, no, it was 1989 when the crime occurred. A traveling salesman was murdered. The man who did it will face his maker tonight at 6 p.m. They will institute lethal injection tonight. We'll update you on that as that nears. We'll be right back with that forecast in just a second. We want to get you up to date on all of that.
For over 40 years, you've been able to count on Watt Equipment in DeKalb, Mississippi. They've got your Massey Ferguson's brand new 23 up to 135 horse cab and air tractors. They've got all your hay equipment needs, all your bush hogs. If your tractor needs it, they got it. Also remember, they service all makes and models, whether it's green, orange, blue, red, or yellow. They can get your parts in, they can do your service on your equipment. Don't forget Watt Equipment, DeKalb, Mississippi.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we get into our record highs and lows, 1932, it was a warm 82 degrees on this date. Back in 71, I know that's been a few years now, it was 13. Wow. 1971. As we look to today's forecast, here we go. Meridian 74. We'll see 72 in Philadelphia and about 73 there in Louisville as we go northward to Tupelo. Still holding steady at 73, even at the state line. Down through Vicksburg and Natchez, about 75. And a tad cooler there if you're going to be on the Gulfport there. In Biloxi area, about 68 this morning, Gulfport area. As we look to tonight, not bad, 57 for Meridian. As we'll see a chance of light showers overnight, but by the time you get to Columbus, that increases if you're heading northward from there into Tupelo. Expect rain tonight, somewhere around 45 at the state line. We'll see 58 at Vicksburg, and overnight at Gulfport about 56. Even Lucedale sitting at 56 for that overnight low. Now, as we look to Alabama, 75 is what we're looking at. Tuscaloosa, we should see 74, around 72 in Burmaland, and we'll see about 75 there, 76 in Montgomery, Alabama. As we look at the fog this morning, it's thick. We'll look at live radar in just a moment there, especially south of Meridian, but it's here as well. Pay this, we've got a fog threat out now. As we look at our temperatures here, North Mississippi, it will be warm, even moving into Scott County there, extra warm, stretching back to West Texas. It'll be in the Meridian area in a day or so as we look at this. Now, here's our 7-day forecast as you plan your day. And again, we've got rain in the forecast for this weekend. Could be heavy. We've got 0% chance today, but we got fog today and tomorrow. Slight chance of rain tomorrow. 74 today, 73 tomorrow. But look at this, 70 on Thursday, 74 on Friday, and a slight chance of showers there. But the rain moves in on Saturday. Hopefully it won't mess up your weekend plans, but we do have a 60% chance of rain at this point. Low of 53 by Sunday, a 65 for a high. As you go to church, you could get wet with a 40% chance of showers as we look at that. Now, as you'll see this, the National Weather Service is telling us that it could be heavy rain this weekend. We'll watch this as this storm gets closer to us, but we are expecting a wet weekend over Saturday and Sunday. We'll let you know how that turns out. As we go all the way through February 24th, 75 in February. Doesn't it? It's 77. Are y'all looking at this? It spooks me. It really does. This time of year for temperatures like that. Oof. We'll see 75 all the way through the 21st there. Even holding steady at 70 there on the 23rd and down to 65 roughly on Tuesday with rain chances in both of those forecasts. We're going to watch all this, and hopefully no storms will develop out of that. As you head off to your favorite fishing hole this morning, brought to you by Parker Wholesale, the wind's going to be southwest, 5 to 10. But here's the bad news. Don't do any burning today. And it'll be bad for backlashes out on the lake there. 20-mile-an-hour gusts today. Major time to fish going on now through 7:30 this morning. We should see another time right at dark. You may miss out on that one. We have about an hour's worth around 11 till high noon today. That's pretty good. Try that out. Sunrise at 6:41. Sunset holds out till 5:36. As you'll see, that next best time to fish will fall after dark. That's the bad news that we've got on that. Now let's go over to radar and take a look at all this heavy fog as we go into Doc's Toyota radar. Meridian area starting to show this. Thick here south of I-20. Let's zoom in on this and show you a few more locations. Stonewall, y'all can't even find a stop sign. Now we've got fog all the way across the county, thicker out past Owls Garden and Gith. You'll see this all the way up here. 493 area, we've got rain, fog rather, and even up past the Northeast Park up to Barham Funeral Home areas. We'll come across Highway 494 out to our friends at Freeman Tractor. We've got a lot of fog. As you get right here at the I-20 corridor is where it's the thickest that we've got this morning. Anywhere south of there, look at the Evangel Temple up on that hill. That's going to be tough. This makes Highway 45 South dangerous as you're cutting across going to Clarkdale. Be careful as we get out into the rural route out here in the southeast area. Y'all watch that as well. Highway 19, 2-lane, and it gets thicker and thicker. Look at this at Enterprise, downtown Stonewall, thick, and even over here, we've had some serious wrecks here coming out from the Clarko State Park area on Highway 45. Watch that intersection also around Highway 514, those areas there. Dangerous. And this is going to go all the way down past the Archusa Creek area. Still heavy fog there as you get past Jay's Taxidermy into Wayne County. We've got it even out to Silverina, but it's really thick this morning there, even at Gilbertown. As we look at the Gulf Coast, Biloxi, Highway 90, if you're traveling that this morning, it's thick there. Interstate 10 over to Foley, Alabama, Mobile, Saraland, all those areas has a lot of fog this morning. As you back out and take a look at the big picture there, Beaumont area got fog this morning west of Lafayette. Valdosta, Georgia has got a bunch. And as we get into this Illinois area, a few there, a little bit in Kentucky there, we're still showing some snow up in around Syracuse. Whew, glad I'm not there at this point in time there. Cleveland, Ohio, just north of you, has got a little bit east of Detroit as well. As we back out and look out to our west, some showers over here. Heavy fog in Seattle. Nevada's even got a little bit of snow this morning. And we're showing some rain there and around Abilene. Getting a few Texas showers this morning. And so a quick look at what we've got. Be careful no matter where you're going. We're whooping up coffee. We're getting ready for a fantastic show. We want you to be a part of it. It begins at 7 o'clock on the nose. Join us, won't you? Come back. We'll have something interesting to tell you. All happening here at the Scotty Ray Report. And don't forget the Valentine contest we'll tell you about. Make sure to enter your sweetie. It's up and coming. We'll give you details at the top of the hour.